for a couple of minutes. Common errors, verbs. That's the topic for today. Please join. I've sent the invite. Yes, guys, I've sent the invite. Please join. I can see some names here. So if some of you are new to the platform, you just need to click on the link and you will be connected. So आपको जो link दिख रही है उस पर click कीजिए. You will be connected to the live session. Okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, how to learn phrases, sir?
Phrasal verbs.
No, not phrasal verbs. Phrases means kinds of phrases. How to learn them means.
You just have to practice.
Means where to learn them, sir? Like Google, YouTube. Means any good book.
See, books, I'm not sure. Just keep coming across. You'll find some material online. You might have a topic as well, phrases. But in terms of writing, phrases, idioms, you can check idioms basically. Idioms are like phrases only. So just
Means I want adverb phrases, adjective phrases, and so on. Like that. In Ren and Martin, it's not explained in a completely. It's just given in just one line.
So that, I mean, there is no set, like, anything that is adverb phrases basically will be related to answering questions related to adverb basically. So like, for example, there'll be an entire sentence and you will find a phrase in the sentence which will be either an adverb phrase, adjective phrase, etc. So I don't know any material as such, but you can just Google it up and see. If you just see the different types of phrases, adverb phrases, adjective phrases, etc., that you want to go through.
Sir, I don't know why people say that Ren and Martin is a good book, but in Ren and Martin, some topics means explanation is not good, sir. Means
more exercise based basically. It's a brief explanation, and then there are a lot of it's largely for practice in order to improve. The more exercises. Good afternoon. The more exercises in the Ren and Martin, so that's why. Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Phrases you'll find as a part of the sentences, so you need to look that up. Okay. Like, for example, if you're talking about the type, manner, purpose, okay, time, frequency, etc. Any sentence or in a sentence, the phrase that indicates that, like, for example, let's say I cut the tree through, or I sliced the bread with a knife, for example. Okay, so that with a knife, okay, or the carpenter hit whatever with a hammer, for example. Okay, so that with a hammer is a phrase there. So manner, using what type, place, obviously, who, like my neighbor.
With a knife, what kind of phrase, sir?
Manner, how?
Means adverb phrase. Sir, this is these kind of sentences doubt me, sir. Like with means it's starting with preposition, but it's not a prepositional phrase. It's a adverb phrase.
Because it's an example. See, it comes with prepositions only. All kinds of you can make different kinds of adverb phrases with prepositions. Like, for example, in terms of place, like, for example, you can say the man who lives next door is an engineer, for example. Okay, my neighbor who lives next door is an engineer. So here, in terms of place, who lives next door? Okay, who is a neighbor who lives next door? That way, like, and frequency, time, of course, something that you do every month. I buy books. I buy 2 books every month, for example. Just giving you an example. So every month here is an adverb phrase because it includes the frequency of your buying books. So there's nothing to get confused. This phrase is basically nothing but it shows what you're trying to explain. So it's a group of words rather than an individual word, like we look at verbs, adjectives, adverbs. Phrase basically includes the adjectives, adverbs, and verbs, and it is a group of words that conveys the meaning related to whatever part of speech you are referring to.
I can find out the phrase in a sentence, sir, but I'm not able to tell which phrase it is. Yeah.
So that if you know the start, I mean, if you know what you're looking at, or if you let's say, like, any phrase that contains an adjective is an adjective phrase. Any phrase that contains contains an adverb is an adverb phrase. So from where it starts, from the time it starts, as an adverb or an adjective, you understand that phrase is what it relates to. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Okay. So when you come across sentences, you can just try and practice in that way.
Sir, try to take a class on phrases, sir, one day, if possible.
Sure, I'll see if
or
we
if
have
the session ends early, means you try to teach phrases.
Sure, why not? Definitely. Guys, I've sent the invite again. We'll start now. It's already 11 minutes past the time. So
we are also missing debate sessions.
Yeah, we'll do that. Some of the topics recently were all lengthy, so I had to take time to explain. And because we have a lot of new learners who are a part of the platform, they've directly joined the exercise-based topics where they must have missed out because they've joined recently, they must have missed out the topics that we did earlier. So that's why I have to explain the basics and just can't rush through the exercise. So that's why. So once they are also used to the platform, the system, maybe we can have the debates definitely. All right, guys. So some of you are trying to join, got disconnected. Please check your connection. That's very important. And then try again. Okay. Common errors, verbs. You simply need to, either there'll be a translation and you need to give the correct translation from Hindi to English, or there'll be sentences where you need to find what is the mistake. If there is a mistake, you'll just need to correct it. Okay. All right. Let's get going. Okay. Z, go ahead. Read the first sentence. Read both in Hindi and then English. Z, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Read the Hindi sentence first.
Okay, sir. उसने पूछा कि क्या हमने खाना पैक कर लिया? He asked if we had packed our food.
He asked if we had packed our food. Okay. Had
Yes,
we
sir.
packed our food? Question. If we had packed our food. Embedded question. Good. Thank you. Neeraj, can you hear me?
Sir, if and whether both have same meaning, no, sir?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, here obviously. So packed, yes, we are doing the verbs error here. So packed, of course, here. Had packed. Packed adjective here. Had. Okay. So yes, Neeraj, can you hear me? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Read the second slide. Read the Hindi sentence first.
जब मैं वहां पहुंचा तो मैंने देखा कि शेर गायब हो चुका था. When I reached, second one is right answer. When I reached there, I found that the lion had disappeared.
Okay, lion. Lion is how you pronounce it. Read it again.
Lion.
Read the sentence again.
When I reached there, I found that the lion had disappeared.
Had disappeared. Was disappeared. Nahi. Was disappeared can be by...
Disappear means गायब हो चुका, like hidden.
Exactly. That's correct. That's correct. So it'll be had, not was. The reason being, was disappeared, it can mean like, was disappeared by someone. Someone, did something to make the lion disappear. But that's not the thing here. It's basically the lion had disappeared by itself. Okay. Thank you.
Sir, lion. How to pronounce, sir?
Lion.
And L-I-N-E?
Line.
Oh.
Lion and line. Okay.
Lion. Okay.
Yes. Go ahead, read the next one.
Yes, sir. He said that he had seen Ram at the Diwali dinner last year. He said that he had seen Ram at the Diwali dinner last year.
Yeah. Dekha tha. Yeah, absolutely. So he had
Past
seen.
perfect.
Past perfect. Yes, that's correct. Sentences in the past perfect. So there are two actions here. So one is Diwali dinner, and he had seen at Diwali dinner. Yes, absolutely. Correct.
Sir, can't we use simple past here, sir? He said that he saw Ram.
Correct. But the dekha tha. So here, basically, yes, you can use the simple past. He saw Ram at the Diwali dinner last year. Second sentence also grammatically correct, but Here, the person is talking about a completed action here in this case. So he had seen is a little better. Maybe they're talking about something in reference to something. Okay. So that's why the perfect tense makes more sense here in this case. Because it's understood that, the person would have asked, when had you last seen Ram? So the person is replying, I had seen Ram at the Diwali dinner last year. Question is understood from the sentence. That's why.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sujata, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sujata, go ahead. Read the
राम
page.
ने राम ने पूछा कि क्या वह घर जा सकते हैं. Ram asked, no sir. Ram said, can he go home?
So Ram ने पूछा कि क्या वह घर जा सकता है. Asked if he could go home. The first one, you are right. The first one is correct. First one is correct.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Asked if he could.
That's okay, no problem. So when you ask someone, basically you're doing what? You're taking permission, right? You're asking permission to leave. So that's what the person is saying here. The speaker is indicating that Ram asked if he could go home. Basically, उसने पूछा कि क्या वह घर जा सकता है. So here it's not about, he didn't declare, he didn't say that he wanted to go home or he's going home. He asked if he could go home. So basically here, the person is seeking permission to go home. So that's why the first one is correct. You're right. The first one is grammatically correct. Okay.
Okay, sir.
You don't say and then ask again, right? You just simply ask, or either you say it. So Ram either said he's going home or he's leaving, or he asked if he could go home. Okay. So if the second one was, if Ram said or Ram asked, then can I go home? Then it would have been a direct question, okay, using the inverted commas. Okay. So Ram asked, comma, inverted comma, can I go home? Okay, direct question.
Sir, I think it is could because it is simple past.
Yeah,
The
but the
past-
second sentence anyway doesn't make sense logically as well.
Yes, sir.
Sorry?
Means it's because the action happened in the past. We use the could, I think, sir.
Yeah, that's fine. But even, yes, logically also, you are asking a question, you're seeking permission. So could I, may I? Ram asked if he could go home, basically means Ram asked, can I go home? That's what it means. So yes, can I becomes past, could. Correct. You're right about it. Asked obviously is used in the past tense again. Ram asked if he could go home. Pehle पूछ लिया था. It's not about he's asking right now. Okay. All right. Deepika, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Read the next slide. Choose the correct answer. Just read the correct one. Choose the correct verb.
Second one is correct, sir.
Read the sentence.
He went to school to learn
Arithmetic. Maths. Basically.
arithmetic.
Yes, maths. Yes. Math, rather. So yes, he went to school. We go to school to learn. We don't go to know someone. We meet people to know them, but it's not about subjects. It's learning is a different thing. So
Arithmetic means
mathematics.
mathematics.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
Ganit.
Sir, he went to school to know who teaches arithmetic.
Who teaches? Yes, that's correct. We are correct. That's what I said. We meet people to know, or we try to know about different things, etc. when we want to discover something. But it's learning is clear. When you go to learn a subject, that's the correct verb to use. Learn, not know. Okay? I know you, I know him. I want to know what he did. I want to know about the book. I want to know about the process. That's fine. Soumya, please read the next slide. Page 6. Guys, I see some new names here on the chat. I've sent invite. I've sent the invite a couple of times. Please join. Check your connection. Please
Sir.
check your connection. Yes.
The second one. Shall I erase this word from the article?
Why not the first one? Cut.
Cut, sir. What is not cut means word को हम cut थोड़ी कर सकते हैं, erase ही कर सकते हैं ना सर.
Exactly. So why is because cut is because when you make an opening or an incision or you divide something into pieces is when you use it as you use the word cut. Okay, the verb cut. However, here we are not talking about cutting the word. You erase the word. Basically, erase means what? Removing the word. Okay, erasing the word. So that's why erase is the correct verb to use here. So to rub out or to remove, basically to delete something. It's deleting and cutting, two different things. Okay, cutting is breaking something into pieces. That we can do with objects. Okay, physical materials basically. Here we are talking about words, written words. So erase. Okay, good.
But seriously, you have great knowledge, sir. Means cut and erase means, yeah.
Thank you. But if you see, the words actually sound very similar, cut, erase, because cutting and removing something is kind of similar. But erase means to cross out something. Cut basically means to cut into pieces. That's it. So yeah, verbs are, there's no right or, a lot of times there's no right or wrong. You choose what is appropriate in terms of if there are similar sounding or words with similar meanings, but not exactly the same meaning, of course. So you think whether something is a physical object or no. Okay. Thank you. Let's continue. Abhay, go ahead, read the next one. Abhay, you're on mute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. मैंने उसे जाने को कहा. I told him to go.
Very good. What is the difference between told and said? We discussed this topic once.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Difference. He usually tell or told use direct second person. Or said or say use generally as a statement. Common.
Very good. So when you tell someone, basically, it's more emphatic and it's informing someone to do something. Like आप किसी को order दे रहे हो. So basically, you are telling someone. So mostly used in indirect reported speech, of course. Said is something that you are just declaring. Okay, I said I want to leave, or I said I wanted an ice cream, for example. Okay, so that means that there's no person who's receiving the information. You are just simply stating what you feel like. So you are saying that. So you're right. However, when you use told, you are telling someone to do something. Okay, so you are giving a direct instructions to someone. So that's why told obviously is appropriate here in this case.
Sir, I
Correct.
think grammatically second one is also correct, sir. I said to him to go means.
Yes, but if there is a person here you are talking about giving an order or command.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. So that's why the first one is more appropriate.
Means said to becomes told, no, sir. In
Yes, correct.
direct and indirect speech.
Yes, I said to him to go. It's fine. But when we discussed this topic, I'd mentioned whenever you come across a situation where the receiver's name is mentioned, use told rather than said. It's more appropriate. Sounds a little more appropriate.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Not grammatically incorrect to use said. There were a lot of instances when we discussed the topic where said is also fine. You can say that. Well, like even in direct speech, he said to him, and with the inverted comma, you can use that. But said, told sounds a little more appropriate. Why? Because in essence, telling someone means to told. So that's why it's more clear and indicates you giving instruction or informing someone to do something. Okay. All right. Nagraj, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Read the next slide. The sentence in Hindi is my mere daant mein dard hai. So he's talking about pain.
My tooth is aching. My
Aching.
tooth.
Very good. So this is exactly the example that I gave earlier, where you have pain and ache are two synonyms, right? Ache and pain are synonyms. However, pain is largely related to physical discomfort, okay, due to an illness or an injury. And ache is related to, like, for example, backache, stomach ache, okay, is related to a continuous or a prolonged pain in one part of the body. So that's why ache is a more appropriate word, because the speaker is specifically talking about tooth. So when you talk about words like toothache, backache, okay, stomach ache, prolonged, something that is continuously happening, you use the word ache, although ache and pain are both synonyms. So this is a classic example where you have two similar sounding words, but one is more appropriate than the other. Okay.
Sir, can we say in another way, sir? Like ache is tolerable pain, whereas pain means we cannot tolerate that pain.
No, toothache can also be intolerable. It's only the person who goes through that realizes whether it's bearable
Yes, sir,
or
yes,
not.
sir. Correct,
Yeah.
sir.
So if because the reason is that it's defined as a prolonged or a continuous pain. That's why this is the correct word here. So although we are talking about the verbs here, you'll come across basically a lot of other things. You'll come across nouns, adjectives, etc. because of the modifying word here. Okay. Okay. Just joined. Okay, Meera, go ahead, read the next slide. Meera, you're on mute. I'm unable to hear you.
Sir, he made a speech.
Made a speech, yes, absolutely. You give a speech, you make a speech. He made a speech. उसने एक भाषण प्रस्तुत करा. Okay. Why? So even if I say the first one, he gave a speech. He gave a speech, not grammatically incorrect. Why do we prefer to use make?
Sir, actually, it's a collocation, sir, of make. Means we normally use for speech we use make.
Why is my question.
Make means, sir, he means he put a lot of effort to prepare it and to give the speech. Means he does a lot of things.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fine. Fine. Give a speech is not incorrect. However, why here anyone else? Why is the second one appropriate here? He made a speech and not the first one. Or let me ask this way: what is the difference between giving a speech and making a speech?
Sir, I think gave a speech means self दिया और made a speech means लिखा हुआ शायद पढ़ा.
Okay, good. That's fine. It's fine.
Sir, I think gave a speech means उसने भाषण दिया मतलब on the stage, and made means उसने भाषण उस समय दिया नहीं but उसने बनाया.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All of you are right.
Sir, one more thing, sir. We use make when we create something for the for the first time or like that. So it's a creation. A speech is created by us. So we better to use made.
Absolutely. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Anyone else?
Yes, sir.
Give me
Yes.
Give generally use, sir, something give to other, but a speech made the speech, a speech not a giving something. A speech is a language. So here is the appropriate made. Made is the suitable word.
Good. Anyone else? Anything else to add? Correct. Absolutely. You can also say that he delivered a speech. That's also fine. Okay. We come across that statement often, where we often come across that statement. He delivered a rousing speech in the parliament, for example. So that's fine. So giving a speech literally means that you are probably giving a speech. You have means to give a speech means to just present a speech, but making a speech means to write and create a speech, as you all rightly mentioned. So when you make, write, and then deliver, it's all together. It's your effort. So you make a speech is a little more appropriate. Giving a speech is not incorrect grammatically. However, it's more appropriate to say made a speech or he delivered a speech. Okay. So all of you are right. Absolutely. That's correct. And obviously giving is like, he gave a speech is like, it sounds as if, you made a speech and that copy, you gave it to someone. So that's like giving a physical copy of something. But here, that's not the thing. You made a speech, then you delivered it. That's what the meaning is. So correct. All of you are right. Second one makes more sense grammatically as well as logically.
But sometimes we say like he gave a beautiful lecture.
He gave a beautiful lecture. That he delivered is a better word in this case. He delivered a lecture is better because see, delivering means what? You have a material and then you present it in front of a group. So that's called delivering. Giving is literally an act of giving. That's the difference
Yes,
between
sir.
giving and delivering. Delivering is something where you have something like, we don't say that, like, for example, the, Zomato gave food on time. We don't say that, right? Or Swiggy. We say delivered food on time. Why? Because it's already exists. The person, the rider is the one who is the means of the delivery, who picks it up and delivers it at your place. We don't say they gave you, right? Giving is not correct in that context as well, because something that already exists is basically transported, delivered to you. Similarly, with speech, with lecture, it's delivered, it's not given. You see that difference? We say he delivered a class. Okay, he delivered a class on psychology, for example. Okay, delivered a class
Sometimes
on
these
psychology.
collocations are a kind of difficult, sir. Like we also say like make the bed.
Yeah, because that involves putting putting together every aspect of the material. That's why it's
A
correct.
bit
Make a bed,
confusing.
basically pillows or
Yes, sir.
bed sheet, etc. Everything together is, that's why you call it making. Here, that's why again making a speech is correct, because it involves not only just delivering the speech, but it also involves writing first, making it, and then delivering it. That's why. Okay, let's continue. Sudhir, read the next one, please.
अपनी साइकिल से नीचे उतर गया. He got off his bicycle.
Got off his bicycle. Okay, to get off. Okay. See, we get down from a bicycle is like, so what is the difference between get off, between get down and get off? Similar kind of phrasal verbs, get
So
off,
normally
get down.
when we exit means when we come out of any transport, we normally use get off. Can you means I got off the bus, I got off the car. Like for transport, we use this means please get in. Please get inside the bus. Please get inside the car. Opposite is get off.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyone else? What is the difference between get off and to get off and get down? Two words, get off, get down. What is the difference? Anyone?
Generally, any vital or any movement use get off and get out.
I'm asking a difference between get off and get down.
Get down
Think
got
what?
down means किसी ऊंची चीज पर से उतरना.
Very good, very good, very good. Excellent, excellent. That is the difference between the two words you are talking about. So, like for example, okay, let's say for example, if I were to use the sentence, let's say, got down from a stairs or an elevator or whatever, not elevator, stairs, of course, or an object which is higher. Like for example, let's say I got down. You need to get down, or I got down the chair, for example, from the chair, for example, okay, or from the ladder, for example, okay. So, or the roof of the house, or a tree, for example, okay. These are objects that are higher than the general objects, basically. So, like bed, couch, get off the train, bicycle, for example, okay. These are objects which are not in terms of at a higher level. So that's why get down, you're absolutely right, is used to describe when a person is removing themselves from an object which is higher than those, okay, than the ones generally we speak about, like, that is at the level, relatively low level, which is like a cycle, a bike, scooter, couch, bed, etc. Something that is higher, when you get down from that, that's when you use the word get down. When you get off something, is generally at a relatively lower level. Okay, low level. That's the difference. Very good. Good explanation. That's the correct way of using both get off and get down.
Sir, may I?
Yeah.
Sir, got down, example, he got down to your position. Is it correct?
Right. That's correct. He got down to your position. Basically, he went down from his position. He went down, he bent his knees and went down to your position. That's fine. You can use that.
Okay.
That's correct. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay. Z, go ahead. Read the next one.
ओके सर, मैंने पूरा दिन स्वेटर पहन रखा था.
Look at the tense. Rakha tha.
I was putting on a
No.
sweater.
Putting on means what? The act of wearing, the act of putting on. So read it again.
I was wearing a sweater all day.
I was wearing a sweater all day. Okay. Correct. Putting on ka matlab kya hai? To put on something is what? To put on makeup, to put on clothes, for example, basically means to wear something. Here the speaker is indicating that he had worn the sweater throughout the day. So pure din pehen rakha tha, basically. So I was wearing, past continuous, a sweater all day. Got it? The difference?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So put on the lights, put off the lights, put on the television, for example, to start. So multiple meanings of that phrasal verb. Okay. Here, obviously, put on. So I need to put on, let's say, for example, I need to put on weight, for example, means need to gain. I need to put on makeup, for example, means to apply makeup. Or I need to put on a sweater, basically means need to wear it. But here the speaker is indicating that he had worn the sweater throughout the day. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Neeraj, go ahead, read the next slide. Because I still see some new names, pro learners. Please join. I've sent the invite again. Yes, Neeraj, go ahead. Read the Hindi sentence first and then translate it. Neeraj, aap mute par ho. I'm unable to hear you. Okay, Sujata, go ahead. Read the next one.
इसे टेबल पर रखा तो
रख दो. Yeah.
रख दो जब मेहमान आए तब के लिए.
उसे टेबल पर रख दो जब मेहमान आए तब के लिए. For that time, basically.
Put this on the table for when the guests arrive.
Very good. Very good. Put this on the table. It's not keep this on the table. It's put this in terms of later, for when the guests arrive. For the instance when the guests will arrive. For that occasion when the guests arrive. Okay.
Put
So
is
this,
correct, sir?
yeah, that's correct. Put this. This is an instruction given to someone. Keep this on the table is not incorrect. It's just that the person is giving an instruction here. Okay, rakh do. Put this on the table. So the person is giving a command to someone to put it on the table. Okay, so that's why put is correct here in this case. It's fine. Correct. Your answer is correct. Okay.
Can we say in another way, so like we use put for temporary means like for short time, and
That's
keep
yeah.
for long means
That is
long
exactly
time.
correct. Sorry.
Means we put something for short time and we keep something for long time.
Yeah, that's
Like,
correct. So put, yeah, I thought you said it the other way around. Put is basically temporary short-term action. Like, let's say, let's put, even put on music, what we use. So, or let's put the curtains, or let's put the bed to this side, or let's put the table here for some time. So it's a short-term thing. Keep is a more long-term option. I want to, if let's say, if it is about a painting, you don't say, I want to put the painting on this, on this particular wall. I want to keep this painting on this wall. Basically, the difference in the two sentences would be that I want to temporarily put the painting over there for a while on that particular wall. And if I want to keep the the painting there means for a longer duration, I want to keep it there. So yes, absolutely right. Here, the speaker is clearly stating that put this on the table for the guests arrive. So for when the guests arrive. So clearly indicates that this particular action is pertaining to the arrival of the guests, only for that duration when they will be there. Okay, so correct. Good explanation. Neeraj, can you hear me now? No, I think some error. Okay. Abhay, go ahead. Read the next one.
Yes, sir. The ship sank because of the heat from the massive iceberg.
What is the difference, Abhay, between sink and drown?
Sank means, ma'am, ship sank. सैंक का मतलब पानी के ऊपर तैरना, तैरते
नहीं
हुए।
नहीं, तैरना नहीं, वो भी to go under the water ही होता है. Sink is also that. What is the difference, guys? Yeah, what is the difference between sink and drown, guys? When do we use it?
Sir, actually, we use sink for objects, sir, whereas drown for human beings or plants or like that. Means for objects we use sink only. For
non-living things. Sink is used for non-living things. Drown is used for human. So like for example, the boy drowned in the river. He did not sink in the river, right? So drowned is used for living things. Sink is used for non-living things. Simple. Stone, ship, whatever. Okay. Got it, Abhay? That is the difference.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Sink and drown. Sink, non-living things. Drown, living things. Okay.
Sir, float for both the things, sir. Both living and non-living, sir. Float.
Yeah, that's correct. Correct. Float is nothing but being above the surface of the water. Very good. Sundar, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please read the next slide, page 14.
Second one, sir. Columbus discovered America.
Right. What is the difference, Sundar? What is the difference between the two words, invention and discovery? What is the difference between invention and discovery?
Invention means finding new one. Discover means existing, finding existing one.
Very good. Very good. Basically, invention, you're right, is to create something new, right? To invent, basically, something that did not exist. Discovery basically means that it already existed and you just found it. That's it. Okay. So discovery, right? That's why you have the Discovery Channel. Okay? Basically explores. It's like exploration of something that already exists rather than creating something new. Okay. So that's why we don't say that, when we talk about inventions, okay, who invented the light bulb, for example. Okay. We don't say who discovered the light bulb. So that's the difference. When we talk about invention, basically Edison invented light bulb. Okay. We talk about inventing something new. Okay. It's not about discovering something that already existed. However, if there is a place, if there is an object that already existed and then you find it, that's when you discover it. That's the difference. Very good.
Sir, you mean that before Edison inventing that, already bulb exists, sir?
No, I said Edison invented light bulb.
Sir, okay, sir. Sir, which is the first one, sir? Invention or discovery?
Invention. Columbus invented America. He, of course, didn't invent. He discovered America.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There were others who made parts of the light bulb before, Joseph Swan, etc. But Edison is largely credited as someone who invented it because he brought everything together. So that's why, just an example where for inventions, we always use the word when something new is created. Anyone
I got confused and understood in opposite ways. That's
okay,
why I asked it.
No problem. That's fine. Meera, go ahead, read the next one.
वह वहाँ एक दिन के लिए रहा. He lived there for a day.
Mira, what is the difference between live and stay?
Sir, first one, he stayed there for a day.
What is the difference between live and stay?
Sir, stayed means रुकना होता है.
Logically, meaning wise, bataiye. What is the difference between live and stay? Abhay, please be on mute.
Yes,
There's
sir.
some sound in the background.
Can
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sir, stay means limited time, a small time,
Temporary.
and lived a long time.
Absolutely. That's the difference. You don't stay for, you don't live. Like, for example, if you're living in a city 10 years, 15 years, you don't say, I stayed in Delhi. You lived because you explored the place. You were literally physically present for a longer period of time. So you don't say, I am living in Mumbai or I'm staying in Mumbai. The moment I say I'm staying in Mumbai and I'm living in Mumbai, you understand the difference is temporarily the person for a short period of time, the person is staying somewhere. And when you talk about living is basically living is staying for a longer period of time. That's it. Okay. So here clearly it's just for ek din, 1 day. So that's why stay is obviously the correct choice here. Anyone who's just joined? Tarandeep, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Please read the next slide, page 16. Choose the correct answer. Which one is correct, first or second?
Sir, first,
Read the sentence.
he scored a goal and that won the match.
He scored a goal and that won the match. Okay, good. Of course, scoring, anything that relates to scoring is when you use the word score. That's why we also use scored good marks, because marks again, grades is again about scoring numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. So you don't make a goal, you score a goal, you score 100, you score whatever. So score. Okay. What is another meaning of the word score apart from the numbers? Used informally a lot of times. We also use score in terms of what? Musical instruments. Okay. Scored music for someone.
Background score.
Yeah, exactly. So that basically means arranging piece of music basically for a specific instrument. Okay. That is one score. There's another meaning of score. One is obviously to gain a point in a competitive game. Okay. What we spoke about right now. When we talk about a group or set of 20 or about 20 is what we call a score. Okay. Score of men lost their lives in the war, for example, or in the battle. Means a group or set of 20 or about 20 is what we call as a score. Okay. Then again, a musical written representation composition is again called a score. Okay. That is one thing. Or informally also, let's say,
Sir, when we watch cricket, then some people say good score.
that's fine. That's a collective number. That's correct. Yeah. Yes. As a slang, for example, okay. That's fine. The word is also used a lot of ways in terms of a slang. Okay. Like when someone steals something, robs something, can say scored. You know, that can also be used. So, but just remember, score is also used in terms of musical instruments, in terms of scoring numbers. It's also used in terms of the group set of 20 or about 20. Okay. Anyone who's just joined? Okay, no problem. Deepika, go ahead, read the next slide. Yes, Karthik.
No, sir. I'm trying to say that you are one of the few teachers who explains every question in details. That's why you have got lots of fans. Sir,
Thank
I
you.
feel like I'm reading some kind of encyclopedia book when I attend your classes.
I also learn while explaining you all. So it's a two-way benefit, basically. You all benefit, I also benefit. I get I get the opportunity to research and explore some words and some things that we discuss. So I'm equally happy to be a part of the sessions. Thank you. I get to learn while teaching. So that's the added benefit for me as well. Thank you.
I'm agree with Karthik sir.
Thank you. Appreciate.
Means normally other teachers actually, sir, if there are 20 slides, they complete in just 20 minutes and means, yeah. But you take so much time to explain every question means, yeah, that's a great thing, sir.
Part of my job. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yes, Deepika, go ahead. Read the
Sir,
next slide.
second one is correct. He protect him from any kind of harm.
Protected. Read it again.
Protected. He protected him from any kind of harm.
What is the difference between protect and prevent?
So prevent we use.
Prevent is to kind of.
Yeah, go ahead, Deepika. Go ahead.
Protect sir, bachaya.
Good. Very good. To shield someone, basically to protect someone.
Can I explain, sir?
One second. Abhay, let her complete. One second. Yes.
Prevented sir, no idea sir.
Okay. Deepika, I want you to give me one sentence using the word prevent. Prevent को हिंदी में कहते हैं रोकना. Give me a sentence with prevent. To stop something from taking place. Give me a sentence with prevent. Yes.
Prevent. He prevented.
Yeah, go ahead.
No.
Yeah. Anyone give me a.
I prevent
May I, sir?
go there.
Sir, there is a beautiful saying that prevention is better than cure. So
Yeah, very
means
good.
it says that means before happening that thing, we should do something to prevent
Yeah, very
from.
good.
Yeah. So in this example means he protected means already the thing happened. So in that time he is protecting. Preventing means to before
something.
happening that event, he does something.
Yeah, good. Someone was giving a sentence, he prevented him. What was that sentence? See, you have to select what. So, like, for example, if I say he prevented him from going there, the better word would be here in this case. I would prefer to use this. He stopped. Okay. Stopped him from going there. Okay. Better word. Although the grammatically it's also fine. Prevented, arrested, contained, both are fine. So to prevent here in this context basically would mean that to keep something from happening or arising, okay, or to block something, to fend off or to avert something, okay, avert, avert something basically, okay. So to avert something, to prevent something, to stop something, synonyms, all are synonyms, okay. Protect someone obviously means to shield someone or something from happening. So that's obviously the difference. But understand the word prevention is used in terms of multiple contexts. Stop something, to stop someone from doing something. To protect someone basically means to secure or to guard, okay, to basically to shelter or to keep someone or something out of danger is to protect someone, okay. So when you keep someone out of danger is basically you're protecting someone and you are preventing something to happen to them, from happening to them, okay. That's the difference between prevent and protect. All right, let's continue. Okay, anyone who's just on. Okay, Sundar, go ahead, read the next one.
Second one, sir. I must avenge my brother's death.
What is the difference between avenge and revenge?
Something contract for some.
Revenge is a noun, first of all, okay, to take revenge. So if this same sentence, okay, if the same sentence I want to use revenge, what can you rephrase the sentence? I want to take revenge, okay, for what? For my brother's death. Got it? Guys, anyone had a...
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Anyone has confusion about what is the difference between revenge and avenge? Avenge basically
common
means
dialogue.
to take revenge. Yes.
No, sir, I'm trying to say that this is a common dialogue in movies.
Yeah, very, very true. Common dialogue in movies, that's correct. So avenge basically means to take revenge. So that's the difference. So revenge basically is a noun. Avenge means to take revenge. So that's why it's a verb here in this case. Okay. So avenge is to take revenge. Simple. So here clearly the speaker is indicating that he wants to avenge the brother's death. Basically means what? He wants to take revenge for brother's death. Okay, Sudhir, read the last slide. उसने एक सिक्का खो दिया.
He lost a coin.
Absolutely. It's not lose. Lose is to untie something. Here clearly, lost is the correct sentence. Lost the coin. Okay, good. Well done, guys. I was thinking of doing some phrasal verbs. I had the list ready, but it's okay. We'll do it next time. So I'll see you guys at 4 p.m. We probably have another session on similar
But
things.
we learned a lot, sir. But we learned a lot in this class.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We have a session probably on error finding in terms of adjectives or nouns. I'm not sure. I will check that. Common errors in terms of nouns or adjectives. I will check that, and we'll probably learn something related to that in terms of phrases or maybe phrasal verbs later. Okay. So thank you very much. I'll see you guys at 4 p.m. Thank you. Take care. Here's your leaderboard. Sorry, my screen was stuck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Keep practicing, guys. So just if you've anyone who's made a note of the differences, how to use certain words in certain manner, please make a note of it, like this example, revenge, avenge. Please make a note of it and use it in your free time to make some sentences so that you remember those words that we've discussed. Okay. All right. Take care, guys. I'll see you at 4 p.m. Thank you. Example, revenge, avenge. Please make a note of it and use it in your free time to make some sentences so that you remember those words that we've discussed. Okay. All right. Take care, guys. I'll see you at 4 p.m. Thank you.